Pam Thayer. The most wonderful thing in the world is the magic of massage, specifically Swedish massage. That's what I'm going to be showing you today. I graduated from the Boulder School of Massage Therapy in 1978, and now I've been teaching there since 1986. This massage is Swedish massage in the style of Per or Peter Ling, as adapted by the Boulder School of Massage Therapy and adapted many years by myself. Let's start with the face and head. I like to start with the scalp. Then it doesn't muss up their hair, and most people have been familiar with going to the hairdresser and are easily accept a scalp massage, and then on to face and neck. I like to start with just saying hi with a little rocking. My fingers are behind her neck, and I'm just with the head. Then I curve my hand around her ear, and not like a claw, but I rest my hand underneath her head, totally supporting her head, where I can petrissage, small circular movements throughout the scalp, not pulling the hair, not working the hair, but getting deep into the scalp with a slow circular motion. And then friction the scalp, a quicker motion, but still firm. Then I smooth it out, smooth it out, smooth it out, and slowly turn the head, not like a chiropractic adjustment, but slowly to the other hand. And this arm is bent. Petrissage this side of the scalp. And you want to work fairly deeply, not so deep that it hurts them, but really getting on that therapeutic edge, where it really feels good, but very firm. And after the slow and deep petrissage comes the quick and deep friction. I'm using the pads of my fingers. I'm not jabbing her with fingernails. And of course, your fingernails would be very short. And smooth it out, smooth it out. Bring the head slowly back to center. And with the hands coming in this way, getting the top of the forehead with the same petrissage and the same friction. And we can make little circles with our thumb, coming down the midline. And we're ready to do the face. I'm going to use a nice cream for the face. But you want to make sure if your client's wearing contact lenses or not. Kirsten has taken hers out. I put that lotion on my hands first, and then put it on her face, avoiding the eye area, avoiding inside the eye sockets or orbit bones. You could put a little lotion on the lips and the neck. The effleurage, the stroke we start with, a big full stroke, as if you were praying. Or fingers into the sinuses, heels of the hand into the forehead, down, around, and up. Sinuses, forehead, down, around, and up. Saying hello with the effleurage. Then we get more specific with some petrissage on the forehead. In Swedish massage, we go from general strokes to more specific strokes, and back to general strokes once again. And with the face, we always go up or to the side to counteract the effects of gravity. Around the eyes, I'm just butterflying my fingers at the thumbs, fingers underneath the eyes, coming back on top of the eyebrows, underneath the eyes, on top of the eyebrows. Once again, under the eyebrows, coming back on top of the eyebrows, underneath the eye, come back on top of the eye, and smooth it out, smooth it out, smooth it out, and into the sinuses. You can feel the spongy sinus tissue, and this is really good if someone has a cold to work. In this area, and then across the eyebrows, the T. You see how she's turning a little pink? That's hyperemia, and that's what we want. We want to change the color. We want to bring blood to the area. If she had dark skin, we would feel a heat coming off of the area. Then I'm working above and below the chin. I'm really going for the jaw, relaxing the tension that can be in the jaw with some petrissage type of motions. My fingers are underneath the chin, my thumbs on top of the chin, coming up and working the ears and in front and behind the ears. Once again, coming down in front of the ears to the point of the chin, coming back up underneath the chin and all around the ears, front and back of the ears. We're going to finish the face with another effleurage. So the effleurage says hello and says goodbye to each body part. I'm going to go to the arm and hand next. Our draping is that her breasts are completely covered, but that the side of the body is available, so we can work on that as part of the arm. And today I'm using a sage, rosemary, and camphor pecan oil. And I'm making sure not to get the oil in her hair, but completely covering her with the oil, and it will soak in and feel wonderful. Once again, we're going to start with the effleurage. I'm just going to hold the hand firmly as I firmly go up the arm, over the shoulder, into the back of the neck, where I scoop, 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 bringing energy down the neck, grabbing the top of the shoulder. My other hand comes together and brings it back down. With each stroke in Swedish massage, we do each one approximately 3 times. But that doesn't mean to do it by rote, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It just means to get your client a little used to the stroke before you move on, but not sick of the stroke. Friction, again, a warming stroke. And we can warm her up. We don't want her shoulder being jangled up into her head. And at the end of each stroke, a beautiful scooping. I can even grab the scapula and pull down on the arm. Friction, we could also use a knuckle friction. Someone really big, get in there and coming down to the hand, where I lift up the hand, holding firmly on the carpal bones, a wrist twirly. Firmly opening up the wrist. Then the official Boulder School of Massage Therapy hand hold. Stretching it up, the middle finger, interlace so that I'm opening up her hand. Then we're going to turn the hand, flip the hand over, elbows slightly outwards, and we're going to massage down each finger and thumb, top to bottom, side to side, milking each one and squeezing the web between the fingers. Now in reflexology, the fingers have to do with the sinuses, so if someone has a cold, that's a really good area to work. And between the fingers are the eye and ear reflex points. So I really want to get those hard, and it's kind of a big kneading pinch. So each finger, top and bottom, side to side, that web of between the thumb and first finger is very important. We use our thumbs so much to get that. And then petrissage the top of the hand up to and over the wrist. The forearm, the figure 8, up, around, and down, change hands, up, around, and down, change hands. Give it a little pull on the way back. Give it a little way pull. Or the $1 million stroke. Up to 90 degrees, press down. Back and pull out. Finding a different area to go down each time. And this really drains the old blood and lymph back to the heart. Flip the hand over and we petrissage between the radius and the ulna up to the elbow, where we can work above and below the elbow. I'm just holding underneath the elbow. If your hands get tired, you can change sides, and you can also pull that down, opening up this elbow area. We can do the same figure 8 on the upper arm. Up, around, and down, change hands, outside of the hand, up, around the neck, the shoulder, and come back down. And we can petrissage the arm, the shoulder, top of the shoulder, and the neck. And now I'm going to lift the arm up, keeping the breast covered, to this position. Now I'm holding hands with her, and her arm is out at a right angle. I've oiled up the side of the body and the top of the arm. So I go elbow, armpit, get my thumb down the side of the body, reaching underneath to scoop, 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 and come back up. Elbow, armpit, down the side of the body, reaching underneath to the lower back, where I scoop, 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 to come back up. Drape them down a little, and lift the arm up. Figure 8 again. Up, around, and down. Change hands. Up, around, and down. Change hands. Up, around, and down. Change hands. Then I could have her take a big breath. And on her exhale, I wring down the arm. One more time. Big breath in. Or I can pull out straight on her exhale and wave bye-bye. Elbow, wrist, as I take that arm down to the beginning position and finish up the arm with an effleurage, just like we started. Chest and abdomen next. Now this is a very delicate area on most people, but it really helps back problems and digestive problems to work on this area. I'm covering her breasts with a towel, and then I'm taking down the sheet, keeping her breasts covered. I also like to keep the shoulders covered, because if it's a cold day, that's very nice. And we can just take the sheet down so that her pubic area is covered, but her abdomen is uncovered. Now you could have your client anchor their own drape if that feels more secure to you. And then you can take up with that. If this didn't feel comfortable enough, you could take the towel under the arms. And then add a little oil. Once again, we never just squirt the oil on, but put it on our hands first. We're going to start with a swim Or I call it sewing up the turkey. Reaching underneath, squish, coming around, and squish. Getting the intestines on the side between the bottom of the ribs and the top of the hips. We could also work on the hips. We could also work on the ribs, but we won't want to jab that bottom rib, which is a floating rib. Then the sun and the moon. One hand is going around in a clockwise direction. That's the sun. The half moon comes in like that. The sun and moon, promoting digestion. And then the I love you. I, like the letter I, down the descending colon. I, or I. The L, across the transverse colon and down the descending colon. Love for the letter L. Across and down. Across and down. Or, then the letter U, up the ascending colon, across the transverse colon, and down the descending colon for the letter U of the I love you. And I say I love you only, so we can go only, making an O around the whole area. And this really promotes digestion. You want to do it firm, but you want to make sure to work within their comfort zone. Small little petrissage circles like little puppy dog paws, where once again, we're trying to clean out that area. And under this left side of the ribs is the stomach, spleen, and pancreas. And under this right side of the ribs is the liver and gallbladder. And of course there's 4 layers of abdominal muscles on top of all that. Giving a little vibration. And we could even use that same stroke or a baby sun and moon around the navel, because that is the small intestines. We don't work inside the navel itself. We can do some big tapotments, and these are like heavy raindrops. Once again, this breaks up gas bubbles. You want to make sure that your client always goes to the bathroom before the massage, working in a clockwise direction all the time. We could do the wave across and back. And if your client's ticklish, a nice broad deep stroke like this would be very good and secure for them. And we're going to finish up the abdomen with the sewing up the turkey the way we started. To work the ribs and above and below the chest, we can cover up the bottom of the abdomen to keep them warm and uncover the top of the chest so that we have an area above and below the breast where we could work. We want to avoid that little choky spot in the center here, but we can go across and back, and across and back, and across, or one hand one way, one the other. We don't work below the drape, always working on top of the drape. You can work down the ribs. And one more signature stroke on the abdomen. Reaching underneath the back at the same time I'm on the abdomen. And this is good for someone who loves back work, but not really that big on stomach work. Reach across to pull, 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 pull. We can work on top of the ribs. And a lot of little knots are there. And again, a flat hand so that we don't make someone ticklish. Then we can do the V for victory drape, bringing down the V in the center so we can work between the breasts and keeping the shoulders covered. You can anchor that drape with your hand if it doesn't feel secure enough. And then petrissage between the breasts, up to but not into breast tissue. Breasts are mostly fat and glands, so we're working the muscles around the breast, not the breast tissue itself. You can grab in the armpits, working above and below the clavicles. Coming back to our effleurage where we work above and below the breasts. And we can cover up chest and abdomen again. And slowly take the drape out. And we can work the neck and the top of the pecs from the top of the body. For the foot, I'm going to use some peppermint foot lotion. And again, effleurage the foot. Effleurage. I sink in, push up around the ankle and come back down. Because in Swedish massage, we talked about working each stroke approximately 3 times. We talked about working from general to specific. And now, we're going to talk about overlapping joints. You saw my scoops. So even though we're doing the foot, we go over the ankle. I go down on one knee for the thumb walk into the marriage proposal position. And then I inch across the foot and back with the other hand. When my thumb is bent, I'm pressing in. When my thumb is straight, I'm moving across. Once again, trying to get all the reflexology points. I'm holding her firmly with my feet so that she won't feel ticklish. You want to get all the angles. Standing up. I'm working the spine reflex. That's in the arch of the foot and searching for crystals. Then working each toe, top and bottom, side to side, and between the toes. We could also do the Tootsie Roll. I'm having her toe between my 2 hands and rolling, and rolling, and rolling, and rolling, and rolling. Or the toe handshake. My fingers are between her toes and I move back. Changing positions where I'm facing the foot, I'm going to break the arch and work the intestinal reflex points. The intestinal reflex points are everywhere on the bottom of the foot that is not having a callus. So it's a soft spot in the middle. So I'm deep spreading on the top of the foot while I'm getting firmly. Petrissage the top of the foot up to and over the ankle. And we're ready to go on to the leg. I uncover the leg all the way to the waistline, but I'm keeping the pubic area completely covered. And your client could hold their own drape. Starting with the rocking, where I'm moving her foot in the hip socket, saying hello, and applying oil. effleurage, including the foot. I get the inner thigh, outer thigh, around the hip, going to the back where I scoop, scoop, scoop. And come back down. Friction next to warm up the area. Holding the heels of my hands beneath the ankle or malleolus bones, I push up, and get it wiggling. Wiggling on the foot, the toes, and frictioning up the leg. With the V for victory, friction right underneath the kneecap, and friction again. And scoop. Come on back down. Figure 8 on the lower leg. Up, around, and down. And I'm not going all the way around. If this were someone really big, I just go to the side and down. Up around the side and down. Using the tiger's mouth of my hand. That area between the thumb and first finger. So I'm using my thumbs, but I'm also using my fingers. We could do some slide, squeeze, kneading. We talked about that there's 5 different kinds of strokes in Swedish massage. And we've done effleurage, petrissage, and friction. This is a kind of kneading, K-N-E-A-D. Slide, squeeze. And all the strokes in Swedish massage go to the heart, to the heart, to the heart to promote that venous return. For a dancer or someone that has shin splints, this stroke is very nice. My thumbs are on the outside of the bone, like an elevator going down, 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 down. Opening up that area. Tepotment is another stroke in Swedish massage. And this is just a tiny one. And we did a tiny one like the heavy raindrops on the abdomen. And this one is around the patella. Making sure there's enough oil behind the knee, we're going to effleurage, which we can do making a circle around the knee. And come up to the leg for a waterfall. And we're going to finish this leg with an effleurage. And we can cover her back up, do some tepotment. This is with the sides of my hands and a loose wrist. With the client on their stomach or the prone position, her head is in the headrest, and you want to be careful with the headrest, but the neck is suspended over the hole between the table and the headrest. And we're going to uncover down to the buttocks, but keeping the gluteal cleavage covered. Once again, if you wanted your draping more secure, you could have the client hold their own draping. Then, once again, do we just sprinkle the oil on? No. We put it on our hand first, and then on the client. Again, avoiding the oil from her hair, but getting a good coverage on the sides, the top, and the upper arms down to the elbow. Here's our effleurage again. Flat hand down into the buttocks, around the side, coming back to the armpits, and down the upper arms, and up the neck. Or with the thumbs, down each side of the vertebrae, the spine, around, let me just take this down a little bit longer, and up the sides, down the shoulders to the elbows, and coming back up to the neck. starting a fire with some friction. Down the center and come back up. Down the side and come back up. Down the other side and come back up. We showed knuckle friction on the other side, but now driving the car friction. I'm holding my thumb, and just like I'm driving a car, meep, meep, up and down the back, trying to get it warm and getting that hyperemia happening. Standing on the side of the table, I reach across for big circles, getting the side of the body. Lean forward, pull back, lean forward, pull back, lean forward, pull back. Get the shoulder, pull it down. Standing at the top of the table, it's the angry carpenter. If this is her left arm, this is my left hand. Cross the top of the shoulder and come on back. Around the scapula and come on back. Down the side of the body, right next to the vertebrae, and come on back. And the fourth one's the same as the first, across and up. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I lift the shoulder and put my hand underneath the shoulder. I put her arm, if it's mobile enough, on the back. This is resting down, and I can work underneath the scapula and on top of the scapula. The hand that was working holds hands with her. The other hand comes out and petrisages between that area, spine and scapula, and on the top. Bringing this arm down and off the table, kind of like a golf swing, I work the side of the body. Again with that tiger mouth position, and using that same tiger mouth, I can waterfall. Down from the shoulder to the heart, to the heart, to the heart, and up from the hip. Petrissage, you're pushing them into each other, working the rector spinae muscle. And all this work is on one side so far. And we do that same thing on the other side. That would be big circles, angry carpenter, under the scapula, the golf swing, and petrissage. Let's do the swim, or that sewing up the turkey, once we've done both sides of the back, to integrate the two halves. And then, if you like skiing, 2 fingers on either side of the spine, my hand very close to the fingers, I ski up and slide down, looking for moguls or bumps. When you find one, you can go back and forth over it a little bit. Ski and slide. Kimbiki. Digging my fingers in, but not with my fingernails, with the pads, into the area between the spine and the erector muscles, pushing out, out, out. And you can see her body moving as we're going up and down, one side of the spine, pressing the muscle away from the spine with Kimbiki. Lower back effleurage. Sink in, push up, around the side and come back down. Push in, up, around and down. When I say sink, before we even start any stroke, we sink in. Then we push up, then around and down, which can also be done like this. Petrissaging the lower back, because if someone has neck problems, they also have lower back problems. So we want to really get that area, the lower back. For the neck, I can make little fists of my hand. Up, up, up on the shoulders, down, down, down on the neck. Up, up, up on the shoulders, down, down, down on the neck. Or some big kneading pinches. Or some waterfall. Or a big figure 8. Working that neck, we can have our client turn their head from side to side and point to where it still feels sore or sticky. Then we work on the area of their neck that they talked about, and I like to go down on the neck, and I like to work above and below the area they're talking about, and there's usually a little twin on the other side. And that gives the client an idea that yes, you do want to take care of their special tension areas. We're going to finish the back with 3 beautifully executed effleurages. And some tapotement. The big T tapotement, like the letter T, comes up on the vertebrae itself. We usually don't work that, but this stimulates the nerves in the spine, across the shoulders like the top of the letter T, and back down. Smooth it out. Then our side of the hand, tapotement. Cover her up, go on to the leg, the back of the leg and foot. I'm going to uncover the foot, and you can see that her foot is on a bolster, and I'm using a bed pillow. When she was on her back, the bolster was under her knees to release the lower back. If someone's foot cannot go and is more in this position, they might need more than one bolster under their foot. And we're going to recap by just doing a little foot. And this time, we can lift the foot up and work the foot in this type of manner. Just again, saying hello to the foot, not letting it feel left out. You could use your knuckles. And we're going to uncover and drape the leg. And I'm going to uncover the leg all the way up to the waist. Again, keeping the gluteal cleavage covered, but making it so that I can access this lower back and even mid-back positioning. You want to make sure your client stays warm. That's such an important part of the massage. I have heat coming up underneath the table. With our oiling, we can oil up to the heart. So remember to stay going towards the heart. And effleurage. 2 hands, never leaving the body. Splitting off so they get the inner thigh, outer thigh, over the buttocks, into the lower back where we can scoop, 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 using the waterfall, using the fingers, using the thumb, keeping the gluteal cleavage covered, keeping the genitals covered, and come on back down, including the foot. Firmly, firmly saying hello. Once again, getting the back. We can never do too much neck and back work. As a matter of fact, we can come back to the back if we have time, or back to the area that was the client's concern. Friction. Start a fire. We can do 3 kinds of friction. The knuckle friction. We just did the flat hand friction. And your new favorite, driving the car. Not too deep right in the back of the knee, coming more for the sides of the knee. And, although Kirsten doesn't have it, this is a great cellulite buster. Again, trying to get some hyperemia. Over the buttocks, into the lower back, scoop, 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 and come back down. Where we can do three kinds of ringing. That's W-R-I-N-G. The first one, the waterfall. Using the tiger's mouth. Taking all that old blood. If someone has varicose veins, this is very nice to do. We would do it very flat, never direct or jabby on top of varicose veins. And I'm talking about varicose veins that are in good condition, that do not hurt, that are not red or swollen. We can also do the slide, squeeze, kneading ring. Slide, squeeze, slide, squeeze. But aiming to the heart, to the heart, to the heart, to the heart. And the next one's what they call in Wisconsin the snake bite. And it's very much like our swim or sewing up the turkey, back and forth. Someone has a very big calf, it can even be more like lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze, lift and squeeze. Always scooping and come on back. Lacing the fingers together. Squeezing the back of the heel, the calcaneus bone, and the Achilles. Lifting the foot and giving that ankle a little shake. Sitting on the table, having their foot on your shoulder, not on your breast tissue, the $1 million stroke. Again, kind of like a waterfall. Ankle to knee, ankle to knee, ankle to knee, ankle to knee. As if you were playing a fine instrument, and of course, you are playing a fine instrument. We split the gastrocnemius. 8 fingers in the center, and down, and down, and jostling. Good sports massage stroke. Using, again, the pads of my fingers to loosen it up and take it back down. Working the sides of the knee and the bottom. I'm just giving a little squeeze under the patella, and then some more extensive kneading on the inner thigh, the top of the hamstrings. I can get low for the ITT band. If someone is a very big muscular person, you could use your knuckles and you could use their own leg to help them. I'm putting that leg up and down to help me, or you can just rest it on your forearm. You want to make sure your client's not helping you and that they're not holding their own leg up for you. Coming up to the buttocks. Buttocks effleurage. Sink in. Push up around the side and come back down. Sink in. Push up around the side and come back down. Sink your fist and twist it. 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 Or fist into a cupped hand. Fist into a cupped hand. Fist into a cupped hand. Or driving the car. You can see that the 5 basic strokes of Swedish massage can be used anywhere over the body as long as they feel comfortable to the client and as long as they're done to the heart, to the heart, to the heart. We can cover up the buttocks and do some pincher palpation. Grabbing and squeeze. Grab and shake. Like a little Shar-Pei puppy dog, a little wrinkle dog. Grab and squeeze. We're going to finish this leg with Tepotman. Including the foot. And always, you're beautifully executed, saying goodbye with another effleurage. We finished our full body massage, and now we're going to finish with some full body strokes. I uncovered one half of her body. I'm going to bend over so that my forearms are on her, spreading them apart. My hand squeezes the shoulder as I come down the leg and the hand. Going up from the hand, this is another way of just a giant effleurage, saying goodbye. Accessing all the areas, a little squeeze to the neck, around the shoulder, and down the hand. And 3 is the same as 1. We're going to cover up the body. Now sometimes I like for the client to take internal inventory, to go through their body and see if there's an area that I need to work a little bit more to really make them feel complete. I'm sure you're going to love Swedish massage. And what I say about it is, practice, practice, practice.